Everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben. Welcome back to the hourly campaign. This is part 18, and I'm just going to make sure the stream works. Obviously, things have gotten bogged down here. I only played once in February 2019, so I'm probably not going to be able to play once a week, but at least I'm going to do a session here in March, and hopefully more than one session this month, certainly. So I'm not sure how much I'll be able to play going forward, but oh well. Kind of inevitable. I've been getting busier with more non-pirate stuff, and then that affects my pirate stuff, which I then have to prioritize and sometimes cut some things that I don't want to cut, but oh well. So I left off with the Dutch. They have Pandora's box, so that's where I'm at now. So I'm going to get down there, and it says the Stardom was the only ship to be given an action so far. I think that's this ship here. Yep, and I think that must be the ship that got it. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to look at what's on the Stardom, and then we're going to do Pandora's box, with the Dutch picking first, just like the Curse did. Alright, Abandoned Explorer. She's got an Abandoned Explorer. She has Fruit. She's already got a ton of UTs aboard. Wow. So this is going to be pretty wacky, because now Pandora's box is going to add like another 10 UTs, pretty much. So let me just see what else she's got. She's got Sword, English Royal Decree. Yeah, I think her cargo is totally taken up, I believe. Sword. Homemade Flag. So she's already got some positives. And then Ivory. Alright. So between the Explorer and the Fruit, all three of her cargo spaces are already taken up. So she has no cargo left over right now. So, interesting. So yeah, the resolution didn't be a problem last time, so hopefully it'll be fine this time. And just like the other Pandora's box, when the Curse found it, I'm just gonna have to look at stuff for a long time, so it's gonna take a while to resolve. So I'm just gonna search for UTs on miniature trading and basically go through them all once again. And factions are gonna determine whether or not they want to be friendly to the Dutch or not. So, and then they still have their other ships to move and give actions to anyway. So that's nice. I think I might just go alphabetical rather than by set. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to hit extended format, miniature trading. Then I can get my custom UTs up as well. Let's see here. They're going to be way down. My custom set is massive. I'm almost to 1,000 game pieces, which is crazy. So, alrighty. So, I don't know if I should do it like this, but I think I might. I said I would give the Dutch the opportunity to have the first UT, which I think makes sense, or else they're just going to get blasted with negatives probably. But I feel kind of weird about that now. I gave that opportunity to the Curse though, so I guess I have to give it to the Dutch and any other factions that get Pandora's box. Probably. I'm not sure about that. I might make this the last time that a faction can pick first, because I already looked in the code and I didn't really play it right with the Cursed. So I may actually change it. Yeah, so this is like a custom, I think from Xerox, I believe. Aegis Shield. The ship cannot be affected by unique treasures unless you permit it. The treasure cannot be unloaded. So I'm going to copy that and bring it onto Stardom, because that's going to be the UT that the Dutch put on the Stardom, because all the factions, including the controller, get to place a UT with Pandora's box. So they're gonna get the Aegis Shield here. And I'm just going to have to make a ton of extra room on the deck plate here for all these crazy UTs. So keeping in mind that she has no cargo left, now I get to go through all the other factions and place a UT. So now she's pretty much immune to negative UTs, but that may not stop factions from putting negative UTs on the ship. I don't think it's going to stop them, because the Dutch are already off to a good start. They're a pretty solid faction with all the customs I've given them. They're decent. So, or at least they should be. So, alright, so I'm going to go in the rest of the turn order. So the Corsairs are next. And the Corsairs have a home island actually pretty far away from the Dutch, even though they started in a similar spot. So they're not too excited about the Dutch. They're going to probably give them a negative. And yeah, I think the Dutch have already a decent position. They have probably a decent home island location. They've already found some decent stuff. They're probably gonna get hit hard here with some negatives, even though the Aegis Shield will protect the Stardom. Then either the Stardom has to keep those negative ETs on the ship, or dump them on other ships, which is too bad for the Dutch, but oh well. Alright, so I gotta start picking out ETs and negative ETs and things like that, so probably put music on. This is going to be a long decision process for the factions. Alright, so that resolved the Pandora's box. So you might have seen some of the UTs there. Basically, even though the Dutch got the Aegis Shield to protect them from negative UTs, most of the factions gave them negatives because the Dutch are pretty good and they look to be in a decent spot. So the Barbary Corsairs gave them Elizabeth's Piece of 8, which I think is the third Elizabeth's Piece of 8 added by Pandora's box overall in this game. And I think there's another box out there, I think. So that allows you to sacrifice an action to give a pirate ship an action instead. So factions are already kind of anti-pirate here a bit. So it's going to be really interesting, though, because then the factions that get those pieces of 8 could also use it to help the pirates. So that's going to be really interesting. And there's also potentially a tiny bit of a minor faction alliance type thing going on. Not an alliance of any kind, really, but the minor factions might be kind of nice to each other because they know the major factions could take them out, most likely anyway. So the Jade Rebellion gave the message in a bottle. So the Jade Rebellion is close to the Dutch. They're like adjacent factions. You can see both of their home islands right here in this picture. So the Jades kind of want the Dutch out of the area, so the Jades might be able to go to the east to get some resources from there. And then the major factions gave them some pretty negative UTs. Spanish gave them the Plague, Pirates Whirlpool, Americans Bad Maps. None of these are in effect yet because the Aegis Shield protects the Dutch from having to deal with those, but now that Tsardom is basically a massive target, because if you can eliminate the Aegis Shield, it can't be unloaded from the ship, so I guess you couldn't steal it. I don't know. I suppose not. But if they get like a cargo wrecker and you're able to pick which cargo gets eliminated, that's probably not going to work. But I don't know, hopefully I have a custom that allows you to pick what cargo gets eliminated in a cargo wrecking scenario or something like that. Or maybe the ship could be captured or something. So if the Aegis Shield basically ever gets eliminated, all these UTs are suddenly going to be come into play. So all of a sudden, like, Plague is going to kill the crew. It's going to get yanked into a whirlpool. The island, any islands that it's docked at is going to get moved. Celestine's Charge was added by the French. The Curse added the Red Skull, which would convert the ship to a cursed ship. It wouldn't be part of their fleet, so that's not how the UT works, but I know it would be really overpowered. But the English gave them Enemy of the State. So none of these are affecting the ship yet with Aegis Shield. The Vikings actually gave them Manawa no Kohatu, which is a positive UT, because the Vikings they haven't had a great start, and they're also kind of neighboring the Dutch, so they'd like to have a friendly neighbor. So the Vikings actually gave them a positive UT. They thought about giving them Holy Water, because that would prevent the ship from being affected by enemy abilities and whatnot, but the Vikings figured that would actually be too powerful and give the Dutch maybe an advantage over the Vikings if they wanted to fight them. So Vikings wanted to be nice to the Dutch, but not give them something like a really powerful positive UT. So Manawa no Kohatu is good, but Holy Water would probably be better because the Dutch would probably transfer it to a large ship in the long run. So, so I feel kind of weird about this Aegis Shield. I already kind of have some regret about letting the Dutch do that. I probably should have just played it from the start with the Curse, but I guess I'm rooting for the Curse too much here in the early going. I'll play all the factions equally, but now that the Dutch have the Aegis Shield too, I'm starting to realize this whole Pandora's box thing is kind of lame with the discoverer of the box picking first. I think it makes sense, but the rules say, the code says otherwise. So in the future, just for reference, I plan to not let the faction picking first be the faction that gets the box. And in addition, I might not let factions pick Aegis Shield for Pandora's box in general, because it just nullifies all the negatives that get dumped on the ship. So it's kind of boring. So now she has like 16, I think, UTs or something like that on the Tsardom. One of them is Abandoned Explorer, so it's a crew, but so that's what the Manawa no Kohatu is linked to, that Abandoned Explorer, have them in a similar spot on the deck plate. But overall, I don't think I want to have this Aegis Shield automatically just like nullify Pandora's box in a way. So, and like I said, it's going to be hard to get the shield off the ship. So, I don't know, it's now that the Kurds have already done it, now the Dutch, I felt like I had to give the Dutch the same option, but in the future, factions are not going to be able to put the Aegis Shield on right before factions start dumping negative UTs. It's going to be more of a shit show, I guess you could say, because factions are probably just going to dump negatives, and there won't be any shield to protect them, which I think works better. I don't know, it's just kind of lame to have a lot of negative UTs on the ship, and then none of them have any effect because of the Aegis Shield. So I'm not saying it's a bad custom, it's just that it's it just makes the Pandora's box kind of weird to deal with. So hopefully the shield will get like blown apart at some point or eliminated somehow. Oh, Jailhouse Dog could kill it, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I guess the shield should protect against that, but since it's not on the ship, the Jailhouse Dog would be coming from another ship. I'm not going to let it do that, because then the Aegis shield gets a little bit overpowered in that case, I think, personally. So, anyways, that's the Pandora's box. That took a while, but I think I still have like 4. Oh, no, that took a full half the time, but I still got 30 minutes, so let's get through the Dutch turn, and then I'll continue from there. So Z-Witch is coming home. She doesn't get her movement bonus because she's got cargo aboard. The Rieschger is headed out. Looks like she's going... Oh, I don't know if Sardom... Her action... Okay, so she explored. Okay, let me keep going here, actually. I don't know. Let me think here. I don't know if she already got Celestine's charts or something. I can't remember. So... She may have gotten that, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I think she did. And then all islands would become unexplored, so I'm actually not going to explore the island again. Like the Stardom, I don't really know what happened with the Stardom. I feel like she got Celestine's charts, and then the islands became unexplored, so I didn't roll for a resource. So I'm just going to keep it that way. I'm just going to play it like that and just forget about it. They're just going to have to explore the island again later, so that's fine. Alright, so the Rieschger does have a UT. Letter of mark, not a big deal at all. So that ship is headed probably towards that island. Yeah, because the center island had... Well, it's got gold on it, but I don't know if there's any... Oh, it doesn't look like there's any negative ETs. So she might course correct a little bit and head slightly southeast here towards that middle lagoon island. And then the Braic here, see if she has any UTs. I think she just has a helmsman and resources right now. Or no, she has the plague, because she didn't... Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to be kind of an ugly home island situation. Yeah, she lost her helmsman with the plague. So now the Dutch have 2 copies of plague. One on the Braic, one on the Stardom. That's going to be interesting to see if they try to pass those off onto another faction and who they pick to try to sabotage, basically. So the Griffin has a couple UTs as well. Power cannons is a good one. Weapons, yeah, she's got some nice ones. So she's just headed home with resources. And that takes care of all 5 of their ships. So the Dutch are finally done. So now I can go to the next faction, which I think is the Corsairs. Let me just make sure here. Yep, Corsairs are next. So they actually have their home island farther to the west because they whirlpooled to go to a different area. Looks like they've already explored with the Tangier. Yeah, Tangier is headed home with some resources. She's got some luxuries and a helmsman, it looks like. So she's going home at 3S. The Corsairs and the Americans have met, and they're not on bad terms. We'll see if that ends or not in the long run. And then Pharaoh's Legacy is going to dock. Well, not yet, but she's headed towards the western island on the Ring of Fire. So she'll probably be the first ship to explore a Ring of Fire island. I don't think the Cursed Wisp hasn't been there yet, it looks like. So, alright. So now Corsairs are done. Jade Rebellion is next. Okay, so yeah, they had lost not too long ago. So that was interesting. Yeah, the UTs really slowed the game down at the outset. That's going to continue at least to some extent. Especially because I got to check. I got to see what she even has right now. The Sea Panda, that is. Let me see what her situation is. She still has, I don't know if she has the Frond still. I think it might have left the ship. She has Marksman's Map, so she should spy on a coin right now. And I'll mark that down. Alright, so they don't need that. Let me see. Alright, so 2 crew plus the Runes of Power. That's 3 cargo spaces taken up. And then... Alright, so Nemo's plan says not take up cargo space. But then those two resources do. So she's all loaded up. So I'm just gonna give the move action first, actually. The front of Saga got moved back to the island on a bad roll last turn, it looks like. But she might be able to dock with a trade current next turn. Now I'm going to use the marksman's map to check out a coin somewhere. We've lost, place whirlpools, blah, blah, blah. Trade current. Okay, so I don't know if I marked this somewhere else. Oh, okay, yeah, it's in my other document. Yeah, I'm trying not to clutter the fleet area too much there. It's in my vassal document. Okay, East Island of Ring of Fire has Gauntlet of Pestilence cast away. So I guess I'll keep looking. I don't know which pile is which. That's one thing I kind of mess up here, but let's just check it out. Marines. Nice. Alright, or not nice, because that's a negative UT. So a couple negatives there. So I'm not sure if they're going to explore that island right away here. Eliminated a master crew from the ship, not too big a deal. That should be the pile of UTs that I've already looked at. So there's that. And then we've got the River Crystal. They've got some other ships here, which they still need some more helmsmen on their ships, but they're just going to have to wait and get gold for that. River Crystal is next, and she's probably, can't remember, she's probably just going to run resources for now. Oh, that's the sea. Oh, that's a different ship. Never mind. All right, so she's going to keep going then. She's probably going to go north and explore. Cool. Yeah, the River Crystal is at their home island already. She unloaded some metals tokens, but they're not valuable right now, it looks like. So with a 2 roll, yep, die roll of 2, metals are only worth 2. So that's why they didn't cash those in. Let's go back down to the bottom. And the River Crystal gets plus S to her base move when within S of land. So she'll zoom out at 4S actually, because she's going to get the trade current too. Normally she's only moving 2S right now, but she's got 2 bonuses, so she'll go 4S to jump out. And then they've got a couple other ships here, 2 other ships, the Tiger Lily, and then the Sea Lily. Nice. Probably get those mixed up, but they're both moving S plus S right now, so hopefully it'll make sense to me. Ship's going to go this way a little bit to make room for the Tiger Lily. So those are just a couple boring, slow, cheap gold runners that are just going to get resources from sort of the southern islands for now. At least that's their plan. And that takes care of the Jades. Alright, so now the Spanish are next. So they're way in the southwest corner. They've got some interesting stuff going on. Looks like the Pacifica is all full of stuff again. Let me take a look at what this is before I go. She's got gun, Dead Man's Chest, Cotton's Parrot, and the Holy Rope. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay. And then she's got a face down coin, which is Runes of Loki. So that's cool. And then she's got 3 3s. So I guess your cargo is taken up. Okay, yep, that's 5 with the crew. She's got medals aboard. So she's just headed home. Her resource isn't valuable, so if she goes back out for more next time, she'll probably try to get a different island with more valuable resources. She might keep going north and explore more territory for the Spanish. And they've got 3 other ships here. Looks like Rosario just has coins. A couple of face-down UTs, I guess. Yeah, she's got potions and brews. Yeah, I remember this because they're trying to lock these up. They want to put them on their home island for safekeeping, or at least transfer them to a bigger ship. Ooh, they have Runes of Thor. They have Runes of Thor and Runes of Loki, so they can force any die rolls to 1 or 6 once each. Now the Jades have Nemo's Plans. That would be a good one to place with Pandora's Box, actually, Nemo's Plans. Anyway, I definitely want to get off this Aegis Shield kick. It gets kind of lame here. So the 2 roll 2s are not valuable at all. So yeah, 2 roll textiles are worth the least, only 1, and that's a 2 island there. So I think these 2 smaller Spanish ships are going to go to different islands now. They don't really have any good resources actually in the vicinity. So yeah, they definitely need to go out and explore. That's what they're going to try to do. San Jose. She's got a helmsman, so she's moving SLS. And there's still like 8 or 9 turns left in this resource duration, so not much point in stockpiling 2s and 3s right now. So we're going to try to explore new areas. And the Hoya Briante, I think, has an oarsman, not an explorer. Yeah. And then the captain ability gives her +S. She has SLS speed as well, just like San Jose. She might head east or she might go north. I think she'll go west, actually. She might go across the reefs and try to reach that island there. The Spanish definitely want to explore, use this opportunity of low resource values to explore new islands. And that's their turn. The Spanish are done. Hopefully I'm not forgetting any UTs here. Alright, so the pirates are next. Alright, so they got the turtles. The Black Crow is going to reach this island, which is cool. Might be only, well, maybe the 3rd island they've explored, I don't know. There's Peaketer UTs, Marta's Amulet, and Monkey's Paw, so 1 positive, 1 negative. Neither one is too big of a deal. And then, of course, yeah, that's why she's got so much stuff aboard. Looks like the, oh, never mind, he's Spanish. Lost Genie of Arabia is Spanish right now on the Brigand's Nation. Let me just do the turtles first real quick. Got a good pace going now, so I don't want to slow down too much. I can at least finish this round, hopefully. You never know when like a UT is going to strike, sort of. All of a sudden another Pandora's box will show up, or who knows what will happen. But like getting better pace up. Alright, so I'm going to roll for the Lost Genie. So on a 6, he doesn't change factions. So, alright. Yeah, he's a really unreliable crew. He could probably beat, well, he shouldn't do beat 2 points, because then it depends on how many factions are in play. So if there's only 2 factions, he would have to be one of the 2. So I could change that, but I don't really want to. Then people, you know, you could try to test him, but then you try to accommodate factions you don't even have in your collection, which would be super awkward. So the Brigand's Nation, this is great for the pirates. They reached the whirlpool. So Brigand's Nation has reached the whirlpool in the southeast. She's trying to get home because she got hit with message in a bottle. So she's trying to get home. So she's going to go, I don't know which whirlpool is closer, but she might as well protect the turtles. So she's going to have her stern coming out of this whirlpool. And so roll for damage here in a second. She has a hoard? Yeah, she has hoarding gold ability. So she'll get home in a couple turns, it looks like. So that's cool. They got a bunch of 4s on that ship. It's nice that she'll finally get home. She's had a long journey. Alright, so whirlpool damage 6. So with my rules, that's good, of course. You want to roll high. So she's not damaged at all. And that's the pirates. Looks like I'm on the Americans to finish this turn up. Okay. So the Americans have a home island now. I just got to figure out where their ships are. Their ships are always scattered. I don't know where the anchor is. Oh, okay, there she is. I think she has resources then. Yeah, because they explored, yeah. I think all 3 do, maybe. Yeah, all 3 of their ships have resources. Let me just look at the UTs on the Deceptive Bounty here. I'll just do that one first, I guess. Necklace of the Sky. Beautiful. That one takes up a space. I don't know if I did that right. Alright, let me see in a second here. Mirror of Archimedes. I think I did do it right. Yeah, because this one is linked. This is a weird UT from Cazador. Well, it's cool, but this one links. So that gives her 5 cargo spaces, is how it works. And then minus her is 4. Minus 3 resources is 1. And then, okay. I just put the Necklace of the Sky face up because I just want to, I don't want to have to flip, you know, face down UTs face up all the time, which I've been doing, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep any face up like long term, but we'll see. Alright, now that the Pandora's box has been resolved, this turn is actually pretty quick and easy. That's cool. The Anchor, Deceptive Bounty moved. The Stellar has her own coins now too. So she's going to take off to the north. The Stellar is pretty far from the American home island, so it'll take her a while to get back, but oh well. She's the kind of ship that'll probably get a, she's going to get a helmsman once she gets back and they can spend some gold. Yeah, right now she just has 4 of the luxuries. And that's the end of the turn. So I'm going to decrease the counter here. So as of this next turn, it'll be 8 turns left until the next resource change, so still quite a while. So lumber and luxuries are going to be king for a while here, worth 6 and 5 gold respectively. Number 1 and 6 resources. Let me update my turn counter here. So getting into turn number 19, which probably won't end on the Dutch, but who knows. I got like 15 minutes left. Thanks for watching, anybody that's tuning in. So I had to resolve the Dutch Pandora's box for like the first half hour, but now I'm into turn 19. So I've got the French going here. Things have picked up a little bit. Most of the factions still just getting resources and whatnot. Slowly starting to expand their fleets. The Palil is first up for the French here. She does not have a helmsman, so I'll probably want to change that before too long. Yeah, the cargo ships that are at least SL speed, that have at least 4 cargo spaces, I like to put a helmsman on. Once you get to 3 cargo spaces, then if you put a helmsman, you only have 2 for gold, so then I kind of usually leave it empty. But alright, Lebelul, yeah, so she has a helmsman, of course, and so does the Swan. But yeah, that's a good example. The Swan has 4 cargo, so I put a helmsman on. If she had 3, I'd probably leave it out, but SL speed is really great. Especially in games like this, the islands are somewhat far apart compared to the previous campaign games. It's a pretty big map, so might as well use helmsman. Speed has become even more important than usual, at least to some extent. We'll see how that works out in terms of battle squadrons. That'll be interesting later on, of course. Let's see. So I got a UT here. Blue Rogue's Banner, not relevant yet. So she doesn't have a helmsman. I think Missionary took the helmsman, I want to say. Or at least some negative UT did. And this is the Unicorn Pearl, I believe. Yep. Alrighty. So she's got a couple UTs. Oh, she's exploring. That's cool. So Jade takes up a space. She has the Aegis. Oh, she found an Aegis shield. Yeah, there's like 3 of them out there, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. Well, it's my own fault for the Pandora's box shenanigans. So, oh well. So with Jade, she has 2 cargo spaces taken up between that and the crew. So she has 2 cargo left over. And she's going to explore right now. Before I forget, I'm just going to do the token right now. So the French, I like to have them use light blue. Place it kind of near where the ship explores the actual island itself, where they set ashore. Now the French get to check out this island, see what they get. Explosives, serpent idol, and grease barrels. So not a bad haul. This is a custom, I'm pretty sure, from Cazador. You can load this unique treasure face down. You can reveal serpent idol to eliminate a mast on the ship. One crew or ship with an S of the ship can't use its ability that turn. Then I'm going to eliminate Serpent Idol from the game. Okay, that's cool. So it's like a surprise canceller, but with a cost, which I think is good. And it's only a one-time use. So that's a good one, though. The French have to hedge their bets now and see if they want to take that and not take the resources. I think I'll roll for the resources before I decide which UTs to put on the ship. Explosives is also loaded face down. I don't think they want to take that yet. All these are loaded face down, actually. Grease barrels as well. Grease barrels is actually really lame. It's like a one-time plus L, but it takes up space. So Fronda Fifth Saga is like grease barrels on like tons of steroids. So grease barrels is it's just not, it doesn't really do much of anything. It's a very weak effect because you can't reuse it, and it takes up the space in the meantime. So whatever. So they might try to lock up the Serpent Idol. They only have 2 card spaces left on the Unicorn Pearl. So it basically comes down to the resource roll, which is pretty bad. Because this is bad as it gets, because textiles right now are only worth 1 gold apiece, because we have a 2 resource roll. So in that case, I think I will take 2 UTs, actually. If the resource was better, I would probably take none, or just the Serpent Idol. But she's actually going to take both of these and fill up her cargo hold with the UTs, because, so what's the one that takes up, oh, Jade, of course, okay. I think I'm going to move that over, because the Aegis Shield makes more sense on the left as like the first UT that I see on the ship. So between Jade and then the other stuff, all her cargo space is taken up. The resource isn't valuable, so she's just going to lock up the UTs, probably going to put them on the French home island, most likely. And that takes care of all 5 French ships. So I'm on to the Cursed. So hopefully I'll have time. Yeah, got 12 minutes left, or almost 12 minutes. So should have time for the Cursed turn. We'll see about that. Sometimes their turns spill over in terms of the timing. Yeah, so the Cursed are next. Alright, this will be fun. Alright, so the Feuded Killness is just moving home at L. She's going to have a field day when she gets home and tries to unload UTs. That's another ship with the Aegis Shield, of course, from Pandora's box. So Cursed have 9 ships now, which I think is the most of any fleet. So we're off to a cool start, a good start. Opal Shrine is coming home soon too. She'll get home next turn, it looks like. Now I just need to make sure I don't forget UTs. They have a ton of UTs, obviously, in their fleet. Opal Shrine has a ton of them. She's trying to unload some at their home island, it looks like. I'm just going to go through these really quick, just to make sure none of these have effects yet. Yeah, so the Cursed have 2 Elizabeth's Piece of 8s from the first Pandora's box that was found. Here's the Serpent. Oh, yes, they got a lot of stuff going on. This is crazy. So she's just going to dump a lot of that at their home island. They already have a couple UTs on their home island that will be useful later on. It's going to be really interesting once I get like gunships and fighting battle squadrons into play, because then they can like pick and choose UTs to augment themselves. So I hope I don't regret the amount of UTs I started with, because it's going to get really crazy. Maybe a little too crazy once they start coming into play in terms of battles and stuff. Okay, so these ships are just getting resources. Okay, so they have lumber readily available, so they're just going after the lumber. They're basically just directing pretty much all their ships there. That's what it looks like to me, which makes a lot of sense, because lumber is the most valuable resource. And the Python, they just launched, I think, last turn. So this one might be a little bit overpowered. Can't stack the schooner keyword. If this ship is with an S of a friendly Cursed ship, when this ship is given a move action, she gets plus L. She already has SSS speed. This one I think I might need to increase in cost. I may have already done that, actually. Let me just see what I've got going on here. I can't remember if they had to pay extra for this. Let me just take a peek at this. I feel like it's already kind of overpowered. As soon as I launch it, nah, it's still at 12. So I guess I'll just see what happens. So basically, if it seems like it's overpowered a bit or too good, I'm going to increase the cost like retroactively. And then, so if I increase the cost to 14, they'd have to automatically pay 2 gold to keep the ship in play. So I might have to increase it to like 15 or 16 points. I don't know. It's one of those things where the ship might be kind of overpowered a little bit in a big game like this, because she'll almost always be within S of a friendly Cursed ship when she's running gold. Like right now, there's the plus L bonus. But in a smaller game, you know, the 12-point cost might actually work pretty well. So it's just one of those things where it might be kind of skewed toward large games, of course, kind of like other game pieces, kind of like Pandora's box. That's way more relevant the more players you have. So the Nightmare has the Barrel of Monkeys, so she's only got 1 coin. Yeah, she's kind of had a somewhat unfortunate trip here. And this ship is actually moving even slower behind her, so first have some gold runners in play. A lot of them are kind of slow though, so the Python will be nice to kind of change that up. Whoops. Alright, I'm going to go a little bit more northern, more northerly route than that. No, still going to get hit with the fog, so let me rotate a little bit here as well. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do once there starts getting more lag. There's already a little bit of lag. I think it's partly because of all the tabs I have up, but it's hard to have less because I got to reference things, so we'll see what happens. Pulse of Waste was also docked, I guess. Yeah, she already unloaded. She doesn't have any cargo open. Okay, I guess there were 3 ships docked at the home end. Alright. So the Cursed can't launch this turn, but they're busy. Off to get more lumber. So that's 8 of their ships, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So of course the Wisp is the other one, and she's already in a fog bank, so she's coming home. So she's going to use the fog hopping ability right now. She's going to pop out of this fog bank. She's got a 3 coin and then some other ones that she may or may not unload. Oh yeah, she has a -1, I think, that takes up space, maybe, something like that. I'm just zooming in to see the fog bank die rolls to make sure I know where she's going to come out. Got like 6 minutes left, pretty much. Let me see. Oh, it might be the Statue of the Archangel, which is actually a good UT. Oh, but it can't be unloaded. Yep, that's the tricky one here. Yes, basically, she's got like an automatic explorer. Huh. Oh, she only has 2 card space. That makes sense. So the Statue of the Archangel is the only UT she has that takes up space, but it can't be unloaded, so they can't transfer it. So they actually didn't. It's an okay UT, but they didn't really want that ship to find it. So because the Wisp is one of their explorers. All right, so she got a 6, which is perfect because that's right on the edge here. So she's gonna get home either right now, I think, or next turn. The 1 metals token she has isn't valuable right now, so they're not gonna cash in either way. But yep. All right, so she got home. Just gonna zoom out a couple times, get back to my zoom level that I like. So they've got some metals slowly accumulating on their home island. Can't unload the statue, unfortunately. She doesn't really want either of those. I think this is just a coin. Yeah, that's just a 2 coin. So that takes care of the cursed, so I'll move on to the English. So yeah, it's not getting through a decent amount. Won't quite get back to the Dutch, but I didn't really expect to. So I like the pace I've been having since the Pandora's box was finished, though. I'm happy to have gotten a decent amount done since then. So I'll roll for the same action twice built into the King's Heart. She gets it, which is nice. So I've already looked at these a bunch. She has rats, but then the other 2 don't matter yet. Yeah. Alright, cool. So she's gonna maybe get to the island here. We'll see. I gotta rotate a little bit to avoid the Sargasso Sea. Just gonna thread the needle once again. Alright, that's good enough. So that's 3, and then LSS. Looks like she'll get there. So that's not bad. So the English have 5s right now, which are they should be worth 4 gold apiece, I think. So spices are a pretty solid resource to have. So she can only load 2 of them, because she's still got her helmsman aboard, but she's still helping out a bit with the gold running. The King's Heart eventually will probably become a gunship for the English, but they don't have enough gold yet to get a lot of their gold runners in play. HMS Gibraltar was launched, actually. It's a very good ship. She's got really good speed. And then I see HMS Antelope was launched maybe last turn. It looks like it's quite possibly launched last turn. So she might go to that island as well, probably. Yeah, they don't mind spices. That's an okay resource. As long as it's in the top half, like worth 4 or 5 or 6. As long as it's worth at least 4, that's kind of like the cutoff I use for launching usually. I mean, sometimes I'll cash in a resource worth 3 gold, but not too often. So the King John is basically going to be a explorer. She's just accumulating wealth through the custom UT Fountain of Gold. So she's just going to be off on her own for a while. Kind of like a patrol escort of sorts, but the English haven't encountered, I guess they haven't met any factions, I don't think, so they don't really need an escort for their gold runners. And the King's Heart is kind of serving that role in a way, sort of. So let's see, the King's Cove already has 4s. She's already got some food aboard, so she's ready to roll. So she's gonna go back home now. She doesn't have an explorer, but plus S to her base move if beginning with an S of an island or enemy ship. So she is within S of an island, so she'll get the plus S to move a total of 4S this turn. I'd like to get a helmsman on her, but she doesn't have a lot of cargo. Oh yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. When they get back home, she's going to get helmsman. See if this is one. Okay, that's an explorer from a different ship, so never mind. I've got a 4, and then a 1 coin, or a food token, I should say, not a 4 coin. But alrighty, I think that's it. Let me see what the time says here. Alright, 58. Well, I could probably do the Vikings. Let me see. Yeah, they've only got their 2 ships, so hopefully I'll have time for them. Looks like they're just sailing. And then I'll leave off on the Dutch. That's perfect. So I've got a full round done. That's really cool. I've got a couple extra seconds here, so I might just peek at what the Vikings have in terms of the UTs and all that stuff. Always fun to check out. Oh, okay. She's got 6 coins. Oh, because the Runes of Wealth. Yes. I just got to remember that. It's so hard to remember like what stuff happened. And now it's been a month since I last played, so I don't remember what the hell's going on here. So the Frost is going to head home as well. She's got spices. So the Vikings are pretty well set up to launch pretty soon. They just have to get home first, which will take a little while, but oh well. Yeah, they got another 3 turns of sailing minimum, but between the spices and the 6 coins, they will have some gold to launch. So that's nice. And maybe this is some gold too. Let me see. Wait. Oh, they can't launch a ship. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, they probably go to the burning body, but I didn't really want to do that. That's a debatable decision. Basically, the Vikings have like no cheap ships, but I made a custom that's like 7 points, but it only has S plus S speed, so I don't know about that. So I pretty much already decided not to launch that, so I guess they will wait. Alright, so that wraps up this session, part number 18. So I leave off on the Dutch. So I got through an entire round of turns, despite the Pandora's box. That's cool. So the other 9 factions only took half an hour. So that's pretty solid. I've reached the hour mark, so that's it for this session. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll be back this month in March. I plan to be, but we'll see what happens.